say you want it feature pen. You write books, film, song, not even this so it end. The way you work, them I feel respect it, my friend. Nah, I beg nobody nothing.
What can you see in 2022? I guess more of what you've seen in 2021, but maybe at a higher level. That's been the cool thing about 2021 and having taken on so many different challenges. Next year should be, I won't say easier, that might not be the term, but as long as I have like space to think and concentrate, it should turn out pretty good. I've got music, obviously there's always music I want to do, whether I'm actually doing it or not is another thing, but yeah. I've got music I want to do, and even writing, I want to sort of think about writing a project again. I've never really seen the point in doing short films. People will say what they want to say. Oh, it's a way to sort of, like, to me, the reason it doesn't make sense is they sort of see it as something that you do with minimal resources and you try and get to where you can get it, and then you appeal to people to give you more money so you could just do a feature film. That short film, the time for short films, I feel is gone, over. Especially if you own the equipment, or if you have access to the equipment. Like the hardest challenge is to turn a feature into something. Anyone can do 5, 10, even 15 minutes and make 15 minutes look exciting. And there's like a promise that, oh my god, that's gonna turn it. They have no idea where they're going next a lot of the time. Because like, say when you watch a pilot, the first episode of a TV show, they try and cram as much into the pilot just to give you a promise of what's to come, but episode 2 ends up being better than episode 1 anyway. It's like, well, why don't you literally forego that pilot style and just do what you would have done in episode 2 in episode 1 and then grow from there. And then at some point you can you can not rest on your laurels, but you can move back to the pilot format to sort of fill in the gaps for everyone else so they can catch their breath. But yeah, I want to write something. Whether it's I finish something I already started or I write something brand new. I'm thinking of writing something brand new at this moment, but that may change. And over that, I gotta keep attempting to get this funding, attempting to... I'll look for an agent, but if I'm honest, like, I'm not killing myself to find one, because it's like, well, the chances of you finding the perfect agent are also very, very low. And what I don't want is someone else trying to get in my ear and tell you, no. I don't want a yes person either, but I definitely don't want someone that's constantly negative and nothing is ever good. Like, if that's the case, like leave me alone. I'm already pretty hard on myself. I've already got very high standards. Like, if someone... So basically, let's say there are 100 ways to unlock a very special door. You've tried 90 of these ways. The door hasn't opened. A lot of people would be very, very impressed with the fact that you've attempted 90 on your own. They will just happily tell you which of the remaining 10 you need to try, and that will open the door. This is someone who's been through the door before. Other people are like, well, you've done 90. Come back to us when you've tried the other 10. And it's like, if I try the other 10, I will have completed the set and found access on my own. At that point, what would be the worth of me coming back for advice that I needed now, not after I've... Those are the kind of people I'm very keen to avoid next year. Very, very keen to avoid them. Other than that, yeah, like I said, more. I wanna try and master YouTube. I wanna try and fully appease the algorithm gods. Right? Get the content out at the right time, with the right title, with the right thumbnail, and see. Because my theory has always been with this stuff that none of it is. It's not as, you know what I mean, like it's fair and open to everyone as they like to claim. And even when you're following 100% of the rules and you're doing things how you should, you still will get, there's still a chance you will get, in fact, there's a very high chance you'll still get overlooked. But I was like, all right, cool. Because when you have conversations with people about stuff like this, their whole thing is based on, oh, but have you tried everything? Which is what I've just alluded to. And you're like, well, I've tried enough of these things to know that something's amiss here. It shouldn't have taken 90 attempts out of 100 to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. It should have been, you know, somewhere after maybe 50, it should have started to become a lot more apparent what direction to go in. But yeah, that's what next year is supposed to look like. Hopefully I can find maybe some brands, maybe some companies, maybe some organizations that like what I represent and what I can do and want to work with me based on that. I'm not looking to spend time around people who try to, like, if you present as being a very confident person, they make it their job to try and, I don't know, I can't even call it humbling, it's something else where they just want you to like doubt and question yourself. And I've always found that weird. Like, you come across someone who's naturally confident, you should be like, my word, like, that's something we don't always see. How can I help this person? Or how can I put this person in a position to keep winning with that great attitude? How? Instead, it's like, why do you get to be the one that's so confident? No, I got to do something that chips away at that confidence. And it's like, and if you're invulnerable to it, they hate you. But they will happily, like I said, they'll chip away till they completely destroy your confidence, and then they will go, well, why did you allow us to do that? If you were really that confident, how could we have... And that's why I'm like, you know what? You gotta be careful of them people too. So yeah, I'm just trying to, I guess, you know, go carefully. So, not trying to crawl, not trying to run, but I don't want to walk either. I want to be somewhere in between that, and I want to try and just avoid the landmines and, you know, people who are in your way. And look, again, this past year and a bit has just proven how many things I can do on my own. Is it some ultimate goal of mine to always work completely on my own and always do everything on my own? No, of course not. But while it's possible, and while resources demand that I do all of this stuff on my own, I'm going to happily do that. What am I supposed to do? Sit here, sob and cry and wait for someone to save me? Like, please. So yeah, if nothing materializes, more will still get done just off of the strength of the fact that I've been getting quicker. I've been getting more efficient with all of these things that I've been doing. And the challenge is to try and do all of them together next year in a very, very meaningful and impactful way. So yeah, I guess does that answer your question in a nutshell? I know that's kind of was going on for a while there, but yeah, trying to best way.